Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Samasta Jana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Study of Upanishad is the postgraduate program. Whether you are graduated or not, you are eager to go to post-graduation. Many of the study group members also say, Swamiji, Gita is easy, but Upanishad we need a lot of guidance. Actually, Saramsha of Upanishad is only Gita. It's put in more simple words. In both Upanishad literature and Gita and in all Puranas, what we find is common factor is conversation. Guru Shishya Samvad. Samvada is conversation. Vada is argument. Vada Pradivada, you might know. Argumentation is not the way to understand knowledge. Buddha Janaihi Vada Parityajyadam. It is said by Bhagavan Shankaracharya. Vada Parityajyadam. Give up argumentation. If only husband and wife do that, kitna nice it will be. Vada is basically because I do not want to understand your point of view. That's all it is. What I say is right. What you say is always wrong. My way or the runway. Not highway anymore. Take off. Don't stay here. Take off. So that's what happens nowadays. It's not more highway.
Correct.
I will go on my way and you go on your highway. No, runway. Then they will, ultimately they run away. So, argumentation is not the way to knowledge. Jnanam na labhyate vadena. So what Bhagavan Krishna and Arjuna had, samvad. So is there tradition in all the Upanishad literature also. Whether you take Kathopanishad, Kenopanishad, Prashnopanishad, Chandogya, Brihadaranyaka. Interesting thing is, in this particular Upanishad which we are going to read or study, Amritabindu Upanishad, there is no mention of Guru, nor a mention of a Shishya. No Guru Shishya Samvad takes place. Which is to say, the Shruti is directly talking to us. Upanishad master is not known, who that master is, who the guru is or was, and who the shishya was, no mention of that. So it is said Shruti directly is speaking to us. That is first thing to note. Second thing is, it is called minor Upanishad. Minor Upanishads are many compared to the major Upanishads, which are few. Kato Upanishad, Kena Upanishad, Ishavasya Upanishad, Brihadaranyaka, Chandokya, Prashna, Aitareya, Taitareya, Mundaka, Mandukya. These 10 are considered as major Upanishads. And Bhagavan Shankaracharya had commented on all of them. Plus, he said to have commented on another Upanishad called Shvetashvatara Upanishad, which we have seen a portion of it in some years back. We have not completed that. So this Shvetashvatara Upanishad is also considered as, many scholars have considered as major Upanishad, only because of the fact that it is commented by Shankaracharya. If that is the case, so then there are 11 Upanishads. And it is 108 Upanishads that are said to be original in our Shastra tradition. There were many more were there, but they were not found. The original scriptures were not found. Thanks to the invaders who burnt all of them. And Kaivalya Upanishad is one Upanishad which is our Gurudev had also considered very important. So, because it is exclusively dealing with the subject of meditation. So, he had commented on that. So, Gurudev has given commentary on all Upanishads except Brihadaranyaka and Chandogya, because they are, probably he had felt that if you have understood the rest of the 8 of you will understand the other 2 also. Shvetashvatara also he did not, but he had commented on Kaivalya Upanishad. So this, and then the Upanishads are, as we know, are the Jnana Kanda of the Shruti, Vedas. As we have seen in other class or maybe some other time back, Vedas are considered as the pramana, the means to know for the subject matter which is unknown. So, Ajnata Vishayasya Pramanam. What is unknown is explained by the Vedas. Whether it is about the heavens, about the sadhanas and karmas that will lead to the heavens, the methods of acquiring punya, and what are the things that we should not do which will lead to papa, because papa punyas are not visible results in front of us. Whether it's legal or illegal, lawful or unlawful, we can refer to a law book. But whether it is papa or punya, we cannot refer to any law book of any country. So papa punya, in that particular context, the pramana is Vedas. So their Vedas are divided into 3 major parts: Karma, Upasana and Jnanam. Karma includes all the rituals that will lead to heaven, etc. By acquiring punya and removing or censuring, rejecting all the nishiddha karmas which will lead to sin. Upasanas, on the other hand, is for personal deity worship. That will lead to chitta shuddhi and chitta ekagrata. purity of mind and one-pointed attention, which is essential for knowledge as well as meditation. Chitta Shuddhi for Jnana Prapti, Chitta Ekagrata for Dhyanam. Purity of mind is required for knowledge and one-pointed attention is required for meditation. And both are equally important. One cannot say purity of mind I have got, knowledge I have got, but I can't pay attention. Or I pay attention but I have no knowledge. Both are required. So Upasana is a prerequisite considered by the great masters as for both knowledge and dhyanam, meditation. So Upanishads are part of the Vedas, and there are 4 Vedas as we know: Rig, Yajus, Sama and Atharva. In these 4, Atharva Veda is considered as the youngest. Youngest means usually 3 are considered as traditionally more valid and more important, but the 4th is added later on. And there are many references why the 4th is added later. We will not go into that right now. Atharva Upanishad has got the main deity as fire. And you know the word Athar? Athar is what? You prove those people who... Essence? Perfume. So I may not have the original root of Urdu word Athar, but in Sanskrit Atharva, because there was Atharva Rishi. And he was a great worshipper of fire as his personal deity. So, and we find the Atharva Upanishads are mainly for, you will find the Kaivalya Upanishad is also from Atharva Upanishad. They are focusing more on internalization and meditation than other Upanishads. More emphasis is given on meditation. Kaivalya Upanishad is a good example. Here also you will find the focus of the entire teaching of 22 verses. Well, it's one of the very small Upanishads. The 22 verses are focusing mainly on how to or what to think in meditation and how to do it. For which it begins with understanding the mind, because that is very, very important thing. So it begins with that. And next thing is, all the Upanishads will begin with a Shanti mantra. It's a tradition that we chant the Shanti mantra before we proceed for understanding the teachings. And the essential teaching of all Upanishads is Brahma Atma Aikyatvam, the oneness of individual self and the universal self. That is the main subject matter, Brahma Vidya. So here also we find Brahma Vidya as the main subject, which is also known as Atma Vidya. So every Upanishad will start with the Shanti mantra of the Vedas, of the particular Veda where it belongs to, which it belongs to. So here we will start with the Atharva Veda Shanti mantra. Many of you know it is, and we have the tradition of chanting Ganapati Atharva Srisha Upanishad. Right? In that also the Mangala Shloka or the prayer verse is about this. It is the same Atharva Upanishad mantra. So we'll see here. Om Badram Karne Vishrunoyama Devaha. Badram Pashyemakshaviryajatraha. स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः together ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः सुष्ठुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. In the book, if you have the book Amritabindu Upanishad, it's in page number 5. Every mantra, prayer mantra would start with Om, invocation of the Lord, the symbol of the Lord, symbol of the Supreme Reality, Om. Karnebihi Badram Shruniyama, and addressing to gods in general, Devaha, O gods, not O God, not like that. Because sometimes you can God for frustration also. Oh my God, OMG. Now here God is with reverence, not out of fear. Devaha, we salute to you, seeking you a particular grace. What is that? Karnebihi Badram Shruniyama. May we all listen to what is known as Badram. Now the word Badram may have different meanings, depends upon the context. In Tamil, Badram means be careful. Huh? Be careful. Badram. Badram means be careful. Kannadadalli Telugu, I don't know. Oh, okay. Badram. But in Sanskrit, Badram means Shubham. What is auspicious? Mangalam, Shivam. Badram is Shivam, Mangalam, Shubham. What is auspicious? What is pure? What is divine? What is sacred? That is considered as Badram. So let us look at that meaning now. What is asked by the student who is about to start the Upanishad to the gods as invocation is, may we listen to what is auspicious. In other words, what? Let me not listen to what is suspicious. Only one letter difference between auspicious and suspicious. Replace S with A, then becomes auspicious. Once I was giving a lecture about to start, so when introducing me, that person was under great tension. Here we have Swamiji's suspicious presence. I feel like going under the table and waiting for him. Because I just suspicious presence. Another place is very interesting. No? The topic was success without stress. That person was so agitated while he was in charge of so many things, and anyway, he is also in charge of, introducing the subject matter. So here today we have Swamiji's talk coming on to us, going to be given to us. Stress without success. I said, I think you should stop now. Okay, anyway, auspicious. But now what is auspicious? First thing is that which does not change at all is called auspicious. Mangalam is that which does not undergo change. Na parinamam gacchati. That is that which does not change. Now we should listen to that which is divine and does not change, because anything brings about change in our thinking only. Anything constantly is undergoing change will create frustration to us. Weather is changing, people they change, politics that change, economics that change, share market change, health that change. So maybe somebody comes and says, Swamiji, what happened to those questions? Ramayana Shuru. Because everybody has to go through some trouble. Ups and downs are natural. So may we have more and more opportunity to listen to that which does not undergo change, because that alone can bring real peace. So therefore, Mangalam, Shubham, Shivam, Divyam, Shruniyam. May we have the opportunities more and more to listen to that which does not change. That's why it's called Satsang, no? About Sat, you must have Sangha. When you go to a Satsanga, you must listen to what is Satyam, not Anityam, Mithya, which anyway we are experiencing. What is true, what is real, what does not undergo change, that we need to learn. So Satsanga is about Sat Jnanam, Samyak Jnanam. That is what we have to listen to. So, Bhadram Shruniyama. Why Shruniyama? Because all knowledge come out of listening only. If I see a thing which I don't know what it is, it remains as known. I don't want it only. Unless somebody tells me this is what it is. Any object you take, you come to have a name for it because you heard it. Language always starts by hearing, not by reading. If I may give me a Gujarati book, I may not even know how to pronounce that letter. Jnanam is only by Shravanam. In fact, when you are reading a book, let us say in English, let us say somebody is reading a novel, you may notice, you might not have noticed specifically, but as you are reading, actually you are listening to it. The mind, it is converting that as a sound to you. The letter becomes a sound. That's why many times we find that you might have come across also. If I say come ACOSS, you will understand it as across. When you're reading ACOSS, and I might have seen that some letters are missing, but you will still know the meaning. Why? Because the brain has the ability to connect the context and converts that as a sound. By the eyes you don't understand the knowledge. You can only see the forms, but knowledge takes place by listening first. The next one is eye. That's why next one it comes. Pashyema akshabihi badram. Even as the child which is growing up in the womb of the mother, it does not have anything to see, but definitely it hears. So those who are pregnant, then they are, what conversation they have, it keeps listening. Prahlad, he listened to Om Namo Narayana before anything else. When he was delivered, he started with Om Namo Narayana. Why? He listened to that. His mother was chanting. Knowing, Narada knows that this boy is going to be a great devotee of the Lord, but I have to initiate him into this. Before even Hiranyakashipu takes over, as soon as he was born, he will be born, Hiranyakashipu will hold him to become a king like him as a Rakshasa. But I would like him to become a devotee. Therefore, he continuously engaged, asked her to engage in chanting Om Namo Narayana. So that is why, because the child listens to the sound even in the womb before even seeing anything. So one meaning of Bhadram we saw as auspiciousness. Another meaning of Bhadram is what is right, what is correct. Because often we have the tendency or swabhava to see what is wrong. It's like, those people who are in the field of quality control, what is their whole work is about? What is wrong anywhere? That is what I want to find out. So, instead of seeing what is wrong, let me see in this world what is right. So that is also to be understood as Bhadram. Bhadram karne vishruniyama devaha yajatraha yajnena, by the rituals who are all worshipped, they are called yajatraha. By the rituals, those who are adored, they are called yajatraha. So, akshabihi, by the ears, because they are plural, two in number, actually dual, akshabihi, and here it is plural because all our eyes, it's not only one pair of eyes, all our eyes, all our ears. So akshabihi, karnaibihi, not karnena, not akshaya, no, not akshena or not akshabihi. So with all our eyes, let us see, it's taken into account everybody. Like sarve bhavantu sukhinaha, it is not about me alone, everyone. So may all of us see what is auspicious. Bhadram pashyema. Again, here also, pashyati means it is not physical seeing, understand. Because seeing is not just a physical seeing. Oh, I see. When you say, oh, I see, what does it mean? Oh, I understand. I see it. I see it means I have understood what you are saying. Similarly, here, pashyema does not mean necessarily only physical seeing, but knowing. Bhadram pashyema akshabir yajatraha. So, in this context, the student is seeking for longevity of life. Why you want to live long? So that I can commit more mistakes? No. Sthiraihi angaihi, with steady limbs. Steady limbs here means strong, healthy. With the steady, healthy limbs, sastanubihi Tushtuvagum. Tushta, here, tush is to, basically to praise. Stuti, it should be understood as stuti. What is that stuti? Saha tanubihi, by the body, sthiraihi angaihi, with the limbs which are healthy and strong, with the body, so long as we live. May we live, vyashema, for what? Tanubihi vyashema, we live Devahitam, for the sake of the Devas. For the sake of Devas means for the sake of those deities who are governing this physical body. Every limb of the body is governed by the Devatas according to our tradition. Eyes are governed by the sun, ears are governed by Dig Devatas, tongue is by the Varuna Devata, nostrils are by Ashwini Kumaras, speech is by Agni, skin is by Vayu Devata, feet is by Vishnu. So each part of the body, that's why when you do Karanyasa in Rudram Chamakam, when you are chanting, before that you do the Karanyasa, you are actually invoking all the various deities who are governing there. There are various aspects of Vishwa is invoked when you are doing the Karanyasa. So here, Devahitam, it means the deities who are governing the physical body, for their sake is this physical body. We should not consider that this physical body is for my pleasure. No, this is the vehicle which gods use to do the good in this world. If you understand that, when I am looking at it, anything, what am I looking at? For whose sake I am looking? If I am doing something, for किसके लिए मैं कर रहा हूँ? भगवान के लिए कर रहा हूँ. भगवान देखता है, भगवान सुनता है. So if we understand that, that is why in our tradition, early morning when you wake up, first thing you do is Namaskar to Surya, right? Kyun? Because of whom only I am able to see. See, the object is illumined by the sun, as well as the eyes are governed by the sun. He is acting in both ways. To make you see, and the objects that are there are capable of being seen. Both. So that is the reason why may we live Devahitam, Devanam Hitam, for the benefit of the gods. So the body is a temple. Deho Devalaya Proktaha. Deha is Devalaya. Body is a abode of gods. So we should understand. That's why importance is given into keeping the body healthy and clean while you are even worshipping the Lord. Because you are offering not only your mind but also the physically you are offering. But when you are offering a flower, is it not the entire body of the flower is offered? When you are offering a fruit, you don't give cut fruit to the Lord. Would you? Cut karke. You full fruit only give. Why? The entire body without taking out any limbs you have to give. Even the rice, when you are doing akshata, akshata means cut. Uncut rice only you should give. Flowers you give, full flowers you have to give. When you are offering fruits, you have to be full offering of the full flower, full fruit only. So, the body also should be healthy. It should not be misused and unhealthy. So, sthiraihi angaihi stuštuvagam tanubihi, may we offer the praises to the Lord. Tuttuvamsa tanubihi vyashema. Vyashema, may we live devahitam, for the sake of the gods. Yadayuhu. Whatever be the span of life we have got, meaning what? If I have body, limbs are healthy, then Ayu also will be healthy. Ayus Shabda. So Ayus also will be healthy. So our life is meant for the worship of the Lord in this way. Who are those? Now that is given in the next few lines here. Indraha Vriddashravaha. Indra is Vriddashravas. Shravas is fame. Shravas is fame. Vriddashravas means old fame. Old fame means what? Ancient fame. Ancient fame means everlasting fame. That way I should understand. Not old and famous. No, no, no. Even though famous, forever it is there. Ancient fame we should understand. Vriddhashravas. Vriddhashravaha Indraha. The Indra is not a person. Indra is a position. Like a president of a country is not a person. Even though a person takes a position, but even this person is gone, another person will come. It's a position. So the Indra is considered as the very word Indra means Indriyanam Raja. He is the god of all the senses. Whether it's Varuna, Rudra, or Surya, Chandra, and we consider all of them as deities, then he is considered as the Raja of all the deities. Indriyanam Raja, Devatanam Raja, Devendra. Indriyanam Raja, Indra. So, to that Indra, he says Swasti. Suasti. Suasti should be split as, not Swasti. Swasti, when you put Swasti, it becomes. Suasti means may there be good. That's a symbol of the swastika. Swastika, what we call it as, or swasti we call it as, is a symbol of, actually, symbol of auspiciousness. It is even traditionally believed that swasti is none other than the movement of the sun. You don't put the opposite, ulta. If you look at it, it is put in a particular way, the movement is on towards the right direction. And so this clockwise, not anti-clockwise. Of course, because of the historical, misuse, it has been sometimes considered as wrong to have that symbol. But the symbol actually means swasti. May there be auspiciousness, goodness, prosperity everywhere. That's why traditionally we put swasti at the entrance of the house, meaning that let there be Lakshmi, the person who is living there, Lakshmi Ivan Bhavatu. May the person who is living here may have a prosperity there. And so here swasti naha for us. Naha for us. Swasti astu. Swasti na Indro Vriddhashravaha. May the Indra, the Lord of all the senses, on Devatas, may he keep us blessed. May he bestow us all the grace. Then comes the next one, obviously, Vishwavedaha. Vishwam Veti. Vishwavedas. The one who knows the world. Who? Sun. He is the one who is the Lokachakshuhu iti katyate. He is the eye of the world. Why? Because he sees everyone. Nobody can escape his gaze. If anybody escapes his gaze, they won't live. Without the sun, how can you live? Directly or indirectly, you must have the sunlight blessing you. Without whose presence, things, even plants and animals cannot survive. Living beings cannot survive without his grace. So Vishwavedas, Vishwam Veti iti. Now another thing is that very sun itself is reflecting in the moon. So night also is present. And if you say there is no sun or moon, I have a lamp, there also is present as fire. Agni Rupena asti. So in the form of fire, it is the sun again. So Vishwavedas, the Lord Sun, who is also referred as Pushan. Pusha. Pusha means one who does the pushti, nourishment. All vegetations are nourished by the Lord of light, the sun. So Pusha Vishwavedaha Naha Swasti. Dadadu. That is understood that let there be auspicious, the blessedness, blessings provided to us by the sun, the Lord of Light. All the nakshatras are also illumined by the same sun. All the various luminaries are illumined by the sun. All the trees and plants are illumined by the sun. All the living beings are sustained by the sun. Food is produced by his presence. That's why Bhagavan has said, I am the Adityagatam Tejaha in 15th chapter. Yadadityagatam Tejaha Jagadbhasayate Akilam Yachandramasi Yacha Agnau Tat Tejo Vidhi Mamakam Gama Vishyacha Bhutani Dharayami Hamojaja Pushnami Cha Oshadi Sarvaha Somo Bhutva Rasatmakaha. So may the Lord Sun also bless us. That also is given there. Next one is Swasti Naha Tarkshaha Arishtanemihi. Now, it is considered that Garuda, the one which is the vehicle for Bhagavan Vishnu, is considered as the destroyer of all impurities and diseases. And impurities, sickness, disease is usually symbolized by snake. Because by nature it is, whole body is poisonous. That's why in the medical world you will find a sword is put and then the snake around. You've seen that? Many of you know that. Snake is there around the sword. What does it mean? Snake is the disease and sword is the destroyer of that. Cutting into pieces. It's commonly you will find that. Snake is always representing what is inauspicious or evil or disease, sickness. Now, who is the utmost enemy of the snake? Not any other bird, Garuda. The eagle. That's why the United States also understood. That is the symbol we put. Bald eagle. Garuda. So, that Garuda is considered as the Arishtanemihi. Arishtanemin. Arishta. Arishta and Nemin. Arishta is the remove Arishta. You might have in Ayurveda also it is common. Dashamula Arishta. Dashamula Arishtam. Arishtam is an elixir which is made of the Dashamulam. The 10 roots put together, the juice of it is taken and that is considered as an elixir, sustainer of longevity, life. So, this one is considered as Arishtanemin. And Tarksha means one who is having very quick movement. Garuda is considered as the fastest. Because by the time Bhagavan Vishnu, it's already there. He is not even finished that word. Yes, where do you want to go? And Bhagavan Vishnu is not the one who flies with that with some 1,000 miles speed. That's it. He's already there, wherever he wanted to go. But he need a vehicle to fly in, fly. So that is why, I think which country, I do not know, which has Garuda as the airlines. Garuda Airlines? Indonesia. See, in countries like that, they consider our legendary things as important. हमको कुछ नहीं है. Air India. What is there? It's not even anything to do with our state. So they can give the name Garuda. Actually, we should go Garuda Airlines. Anyway. So Tarksha Arishtanemihi and Swastinaha Brihaspatihi Dadadu. The Dadadu should go from to everyone. Swastir Dadadu Indraha, Swastir Dadadu Vishwavedaha, Vedaha, Vedas, Vishwavedaha, Swastir Dadadu, Arishtanemihi, Swastir Dadadu, Brihaspatihi Dadadu. So, not only the disease-free body which we seek from Garuda, so one is, may our senses be brilliant and active Indra is worshipped. May our body will have nourishment, what called sun is worshipped. May our body be free of sickness and disease, Arishta naming is worshipped, Garuda. But बुद्धि तो ठीक होना चाहिए. उसके लिए बृहस्पति. May our brilliance in the intellect be maintained. Swastina Brihaspati Dadatu. So what we always seek is healthy body, healthy mind, healthy limbs, healthy outlook. That's why this particular Upanishad mantra is considered as a beautiful invocation. It's a universal. It's not for any particular, I want money, I want this. No. May we have a healthy life to serve the world. By serving the world, we are serving the Lord, gods who are governing it. This body is there aboard. So, Badram Karne Vishruniyama Devaha, Badram Pashyema Akshavirya Jatraha, Stirairangai Istuštuvagam Sastanubihi, Vishema Devahitam Yadayuhu, Swastina Indro Vriddashravaha, Swastina Pusha Vishwavedaha, Swastina Starkshyo Arishtanemihi, Swastino Brihaspatirdadatu, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. All the three Shantis are meant for Adi Daivika Shanti, Adi Bhautika Shanti, Adhyatmika Shanti. May there be peace in the heavenly worlds, in the visible world, and the internal world. All the three should be peaceful before we begin the study. So every week when we have this, we'll first chant this portion of invocation before we start. Now it is said in this chapter, in this Upanishad, as I told you, minor Upanishad, but as a specific theme of guiding the people to understand the mind and lead it to meditation. Okay. Now, the name or the title of this Upanishad is Amritabindu. The word Bindu, also otherwise known as Bindu, because Bhavayoho Vedaha, Abhedaha, Bhavayoho Abhedaha. It's in Sanskrit that is said, Ba and Va can be interchanged. So that is the reason in Bengal, Vangadesha, it is Vangadesha become Bengal, Vangadesh. Bangladesh become Vangadesh originally. So we find, of course, sometimes it is a little ridiculous when we change it. When I was in Sandipani, and I had some students who are from the eastern side of India, and they always change the word to ba to va, etc. So one day, one student came to me and said, my alarm is not working, can you bake me tomorrow? I said, I don't have a stove to bake you. If that is the case, the one city we have nearby after in LA is a Bakersfield. People are awakened there. It's a Bakersfield. Anyway, here. So, Bindu and Bindu, one and the same. Both means drop. And people come to this stretch, it is called Indu is also that. So, Indu is moon. Moon is considered as a drop of light there. Among all the various the planets we have, why one which is exclusive to the earth, which is having like a drop of light? It looks like if you look at in a sky where everything is dark, and you will find a tuck, one drop of light there. Right? So this particular Upanishad is about drop of nectar. Amridasya Bindu. If you take a full cup of milk, and you put one drop of honey, what will happen? The entire milk becomes sweeter, right? So one person went to somebody's house, his friend's house, and he was offering milk. He took the milk. Now, before you drink, I put a small one drop of poison in that. One drop of cyanide. Now you drink. Do you think that he will even touch it? Thank you. No, one small drop only. You know how potent that drop, you do not know. Even the snake, it doesn't have too much of thing. One small bite, that's it. That small little drop of poison that gets into your system, you're finished. So the friend said, no, I was just joking. You are joking, but I'm choking. Guruji used to say that. I don't want to take it, and I can renounce this milk now. So even one simple small drop of poison can be potentially dangerous to your body. Why this Bindu here? Amritasya Bindu, Amritasya Karanam. One drop of that knowledge will change your perception, direction, goal, everything in your life. That single drop of knowledge, if you really consume, whole thing will change. So that is the reason why Amritasya Bindu, a drop of nectar. Knowledge, if you look at it, you see when you go to probably the Howrah Bridge in Calcutta, you will not see Ganges as a river, you will see as an ocean. Huge! But when you start traveling all the way north and go to Gomukh, what you will see there? A drop by drop by drop. Ganges is only like coming as a small little stream or a drop melting from the glacier melt. When does it become an ocean? Because once every drop is important to make it as a mighty river. In the same way, knowledge comes to us in doses. What do you call it? Dose. Bindu is a dose. Don't dose often. If you dose off, there is no dose available. So we'll see first dose. Here, first dose it starts with. What is the first dose? We'll read the verse number 1, page number 9 in your book. Mano hi dvivitam proktam Shuddham cha shuddhameva cha Ashuddham kama sankalpam Shuddham kama vivarjitam Mano hi dvividham proktam Shuddham cha shuddhameva cha Ashuddham kama sankalpam Shuddham kama vivarjitam. Manaha dvividham. Manas. Mananat manaha iti katyate. Manuna jatena or janitatvat. There are two meanings. Manu was considered as the first king of human king. So we are all descendants of Manu. Therefore we are called Manavaha. Right? Manu become Manava. Plural become Manava. Guru become Gurava. Shishu become Shishava. Manu become Manava. So because of we being descendants of Manu, they are called Manavaha, Manushyaha. That's one meaning why we are called human. Man, see. Man hai to human hai. Mananat Manushya. That is also. Because we think. We have an equipment or ability to think. Therefore, Manushya. Minding. So, mind is because we mind. And when you don't, we remind. Reminding. Never mind. So now, what is mind? Vrittayaha manaha. Thoughts are considered as collectively known as mind. Now, vrittayaha manaha, when it is said, vrittayaha bahuvidaha. Right? Thoughts are of different kinds, but broadly they are divided into two. Shuddha vrittayaha, ashuddha vrittayaha. Pure thoughts and impure thoughts. So mind is not divided into, mind is not a thing to get divided into two parts. But we have this saying, I have two minds about it. That is called sankalpa vikalpa. तो करना है नहीं करना है, सोचना है नहीं सोचना है, देना है नहीं देना है, to give or not to give, to do or not to do, to go or not to go. That is called sankalpa vikalpa. When you positively decide, I want to go or I want to do this, sankalpa. Not sure, vikalpa. That is when we call it as, I have two minds. No, that's not what is here. So one person said, I changed my mind. The other fellow said, is it good anymore? Or it is the same as usual. So, human beings are given this great ability to think and do things. In that, impurity. The interesting thing is, animals don't have impure thoughts. They are impulsive. When a lion attacks a deer, it is not evil. It is breakfast. Eating breakfast, is it evil? Or eating your lunch is evil? So that is the only way it can survive. Do you think it will give you some burger? It will not survive there. It needs, that particular body requires uncooked, fresh meat. That's only it will survive. You give a cooked meat to a lion. So, when a lion attacks an animal, it is not evil. But you and I do it, it is evil. Because you have the ability to think, to decide to do it or not to do it. Right? So animals do not have the impure thoughts. Though in stories and all they keep adding, animals also have these kind of evil thoughts, and then these jackals and these hyenas and they show it as though they are evil. They are not. They are what they are. Because there is no alternative. They don't have an alternative. They don't think to become something different from what they are. The concept itself is not there. I can be better, no. I can be different, no. Only dogs, etc., they can be trained to behave in a particular way. They are trained, not by nature. Because they don't even know what their abilities are. Like smell, which is a dog has a very strong ability to, guide itself through the smell. But it doesn't know unless it is trained to use it particular way. Then human beings use it. Anyway, so manaha dvividam, manushyanam manaha, this should be understood. Human mind is dvividam, meaning two kinds of thoughts, or two broad divisions of thoughts. Shuddham and ashuddham. Pure and impure. Now, Are we born with impure thoughts or born with pure thoughts? Let us ask this question. We cannot consider our mind as born with impurity, though mind can be influenced by impure vasanas. That is the reason why we should accept the vasanas as the guiding or directing factor for our birth itself. Punarjanma or rebirth is caused by the existing vasanas procured and the retained from the previous experiences of previous life. So therefore, the attempt to purify the mind is to be taken up by us. Attempt to purify the mind must be undertaken by us. Because left to ourselves, without be taking any effort to it, the existing impressions that have been gathered by us for many lives have the tendency to make the mind impure. So then it is said there are three methods by which we can purify the mind. Karmana, upasanaya, dhyanena. Karmana, upasanaya, dhyanena. So that's why Bhagavan Krishna says in Gita, Kayena manasa buddhya kevalair indriyairapi yogina karma kurvanti sangam tektva atma shuddhaye. Manas shuddhaye karma karodi. Karma kurvanti. Karma is being done. Yoginaha karma kurvanti. Men of wisdom who are directing themselves towards moksha, they take up all actions, whether it is body or mind or the senses. Kayena manasa buddhya, or in the intellect, Kayena manasa buddhya kevalaihi indriyaihi api, by the sense organs also, yoginaha karma kurvanti, they engage in actions, sangam tektva, with no attachment to what they are doing, atma shuddhaye. So, atma shuddhi is possible through karma. That is what Bhagavan explains there. So, karmana atma shuddhi bhavati, chitta shuddhi bhavati. Purity can be obtained by karma. Upasanaya. By upasana, meaning deity, worshipping the personal deity also makes the mind pure, because when you are doing that with an idea that I am doing everything for Bhagavan ke liye kar raha hun, so that when you are doing the puja, that attitude is there, and extend that to in all activities, in all things that you do. The upasanasya phalam, that is chitta shuddhi. Dhyanam, obviously that also is, we will see more of it in the next session, how the chitta shuddhi takes place. And here very clearly the reason why the shuddhi should be done also. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkhabhat bhavet. Om shanti shanti shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.